Gosh. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're right, Swifty.
Yes. I'm always right.
I can't argue with that.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, hello everyone. India's just getting her stuff together.
I am.
So she'll be screen sharing soon. This is a blank canvas in my Photoshop. I'm going to do some doodles to begin with. Today we're going to be working on the animation we're doing for Declan Shalvey's Savage Town. It's a graphic novel that is about a criminal family living in Limerick, in Ireland, and it's pretty cool. And yeah, I'm gonna do some doodles just to kind of warm up the stream, I guess.
Is that Craig Yates I see there in the chat?
Is that there, Craig Yates?
Hey, Craig.
Good morning, Craig Yates. Craig is one of India's co-workers in a previous life when she worked for Sega Hardlight. Craig's a fantastic programmer who is, I think he's working on his own independent games development.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
For sure.
Rolando, hello.
Rolando. Good morning.
Rolando's been with the stream so long, he has his own intro theme.
Yeah.
It's a thing. So yeah. The doodle. Wow. There we go.
Come on, computer. Okay, I think that my computer has just about managed to boot up the scene I was working on. So.
You think it can do the thing?
Yeah, I think that you can show my screen.
Oh.
Now, if you'd like to.
I think you'll need to join the call for me to be able to do that.
Oh, I'm not even in the call.
No.
Wowzers. Okay, one sec.
Craig says, but like, didn't I work with you as well, or did I just imagine that? I too worked for the Sega's Hardlights.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a true fact.
We worked at Sega Hardlight together, which was honestly still the nicest place I've ever worked. So cool. Plus, I got to draw Sonic most of the day, which was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that my boss just invented the role for me.
It's like, oh, this little ragamuffin needs something to do. I can think of things to do.
He's meant to be the UI designer, but let's just let her draw Sonic all day. Oh, Rolando, thank you very, very much. We definitely worked our hardest on it. Took a whole 9 months. It was like birthing a child. But from your drawing hand. With friends.
Instead of your undercarriage. Yeah. I believe India's mum once described birthing to India as pooping a TV.
Yeah. She used a different word than pooping.
Yeah, she did.
But sounded painful. Clueless Wanderer, it was a really good place to work. And good morning, McGinty. McGinty.
So you're sharing everything now, so we can do this. Bop, bop. Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, you can see the picture that I posted into the chat of India that I was using for the thread last night. Adorable.
Stop that now. Stop that now, you big sap.
I'm the biggest tree sap.
Do you know that sap is also something you can use to beat people with?
Really?
Yeah, it's a weapon.
Oh.
Use it in D&D.
A tree sap, huh?
No, just a sap.
Oh, like a sapling.
No, just a sap.
What's
It's
a sap?
I think it's like a piece of leather. And you just slap people with it.
Oh. No, that's got a name.
It's a sap.
Okay.
That's its name.
Okay. I believe you.
Good.
So what you doing, India?
Oh, I'm cleaning up this animation. So in case Mike hasn't mentioned, I know you said it a little while ago, but we are animating Declan Shalvey's Savage Town.
We are.
This is some freelance work that we have on at the minute. Declan has asked us if we would please help out with advertising for his awesome graphic novel. So that's what we are pleased to be doing. So Savage Town it's based on a true story. It's set in Ireland, and it's about the main character's family's rise to infamy as a criminal organization.
Estado is establishing the fact that because you said you're never wrong and you have said that it is a sap, then it must in fact be a sap.
It is. It's true. Exactly. I'm never wrong.
That's how you figure things out.
You just believe
have
me.
Inflexible rules and absolutes.
Yep.
That's...
I only operate in absolutes. Let it be known. You also know that ice cream is made of people.
I did not know that.
I'm never wrong.
What kind of ice creams are made of peoples?
The best ice creams are made of people.
Oh.
The best ice creams are made of the worst people. And that's how balance is maintained in the universe.
That is how everything makes sense.
I just can't get enough. I just can't get enough.
So the purpose of people making questionable decisions and actions is that their destiny is to become ice cream.
Kind of. It's like the adult version of getting coal on Christmas. You know, like if you're a bad person, you will get made into ice cream.
Right, okay.
Yeah. It's something that you learn as you grow up.
Do you have to go to a special facility to become this ice cream, or does it just spontaneously happen?
It just happens to you.
Yeah, so you're just sitting there and you're like, well, I've fulfilled my quota of dubious acts. I'm just gonna freeze over now.
Yep.
And become a dairy product.
That's what the Ice Age really was.
The Ice Age with all the glaciers. Don't believe it. It's just everyone was ice cubing up.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's, you can't argue with science.
So how do you explain how did people... So everyone was just turning into this
soft
serve, glacial sized soft served ice cream and picking up all the rocks and stuff and just pushing it across the landscape. Is that where we're going with this? I realized...
Why were they pushing rocks across the landscape?
Because that's what glaciers did, India. Do you know all the valleys and stuff that we have now?
Yeah.
Those were carved by ice for the most part.
You mean ice cream?
Those were carved by ice cream for the most part.
True fact.
True. Yeah. Okay. So like erratics, the rocks that are like different types from the surrounding ones. This is geography fact now. Erratics rocks are just the chocolate chips of the ice cream glacier age.
Yeah, Mike, I think you're bullshitting. I don't think you actually know about the ice cream age like you say you do.
Trying to understand it though. So what happens to the good people? Well,
they're fine.
Let's not say good people. Let's say try not to split them into like evil ice cream and good sorbet.
But well, no, they didn't turn into sorbet.
They didn't.
The good people will
That'd be
find.
crazy. Oh right, they just continue. They just rotted.
No, they continued, but you know, the high influx of ice cream made it difficult to live.
Right.
So-
Okay. So once again, the people who didn't cause all the bad karma had to live in the difficult time of the ice age.
Yep, once
Ice cream
again.
age. Okay.
Yeah, once again. Such a shame. Why do people have to be so selfish? Hey Hardick, hey Savio! And Nerdy Hats. And Astadil. And Clueless Wanderer, who I haven't said good morning to yet, even though I've seen you in the chat.
Oh, the people that didn't turn into ice cream get to eat the ice cream.
Yes! It's the circle of life. You're absolutely right, Clueless Wanderer. You see, Clueless Wanderer obviously has had a good education.
Oh right, yeah. Whereas my geography, my standard grade geography is just not cutting it right
I
now.
just can't believe you've never heard of the ice cream age.
You just made it up.
Didn't make it up.
You didn't.
True facts.
You're not that creative.
How dare you? How dare you? Doubt me. Doubt me. I'm a soothsayer.
You're okay. So you're predicting. You're predicting the ice cream age now.
No,
It's
soothsayer
gonna
means I always
happen.
tell the truth.
Is that what soothsayer means? I thought soothsayer was like they had visions and could tell the future.
I think a lot of things.
I'm gonna. I want to Google that now.
No, don't. I forbid it. Just believe me.
Soothsayer.
No. How dare you doubt me?
Is someone who can foretell the future and doesn't lie.
Shit.
I added the doesn't lie part just to make you feel better.
Oh, it didn't help. It didn't work. Made me feel worse, Mike.
Okay, who just fed the bot a cookie? It was Devin.
Oh,
Thanks, Devin.
taking care of our little trash pot for us. Thank you.
Nerdy Hats is asking the true questions. How is flavor determined in this scenario?
Oh. I suppose it depends on the type of sin you commit. I like strawberry.
What's Raspberry Ripple? Is that like stealing your neighbor's newspaper?
No, it's like if you're Jack the Ripple or something.
If you're Jack the Ripple. He just scooped too much.
He done got scooped.
Jack the Ripple. Okay, so I get it now.
Do you?
Serial
it's all
killers.
based on puns and wordplay.
Serial killers are the real ice cream things.
I'd say there are a variety of ice cream flavors based on different crimes.
This is this is getting. Oh, it's a Dave.
Jack the Ripple and his stabby nipple. My favourite kids book. David, what?
Hey, David. For those of you that have not seen David's work, he's very good.
Double
He's,
homicide fish sounds delicious,
is it-
Devin.
I always forget your Twitter handle.
It's I think it's Angry D?
Is it Angry D?
D? It's D Sloogs. If you type in D Sloogs,
Yeah.
you'll get David. You'll get yourself for David. Oh, and would that be a good day?
A good David.
Oh, and would you be happy?
It is Angry D. Does the D stand for David?
No, it stands for delightful.
It stands for delightful.
Mm-hmm.
So, David was otherwise known as the dude who makes Space Maria. If you've ever seen those drawings, they're pretty cool.
And also, he helped make Starlight Brigade.
Also
He helped
that, yeah.
a whole lot to make it. David was a consultant to begin with, and then he came on doing a bit of animation and cleanup and lighting and effects.
And then he was just like general morale booster all round.
What we're saying is, you're probably already following him, but if you're not already following him, then go and do so.
So that's a gesture. I'll do another one.
You're gesturing.
Yeah. I should probably use reference for the gestures, but let's do this.
Just cleaning up. This man is really angry. He's turning around, gonna put his finger up. Sorry to everyone for this rude dude.
So I had a spicy burrito yesterday,
Whoa, now.
and ever since, it's been trying to invade the world through my butt.
Oh no.
Yeah. What?
I remember the message you sent me yesterday when I was in bed at
Yeah.
like 2 a.m. and I was waiting for you to come to bed. And I
Yeah.
just got a Discord message on my phone from you, which
Yeah.
just said, "I have to poop," in all caps.
Yeah.
Thank
This-
you for keeping me updated.
This is true. Well, I knew that you were waiting for me to come to bed, but then my digestive system was like, "Hey,
Hey there, remember me?
do you remember that burrito?"
Well, I hope, obviously you made it through, which is good. I'm glad you survived.
I did.
Sounded very urgent.
Yeah. The burrito must have thought your butt was an asshole. Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you know in those like movies like Lord of the Rings where like they have siege weapons and all of the siege weapons are on fire?
Oh no. Oh no.
That's my current state of being.
I'm sorry, Mike.
It's okay.
Maybe you should have some coffee.
I'm not usually like this. I think I spent too much time talking to Renee yesterday.
Yeah. She's all about the poopy butts.
She is all. Yeah.
Oh, you just need to have something that has lactative properties. That's not the right word.
Lactative.
I don't mean that I want you to lactate. I mean,
Just
what is it?
eat some beef.
I've forgotten the word for it. Laxative. That's it.
I don't need those.
Okay. You're free to go to a toilet during the stream if you need to.
No, I'm okay. Let's topic change.
Hey man, you brought it up.
I did, and I'm tearing it down.
If you weren't comfortable to talk about your butt in detail, then I don't know why you even bothered to bring it up.
I just thought it was funny. The invade the world line. I didn't think further than that. I didn't think you were going to pick it up and carry it and throw it around.
Oh,
Yeah.
never do that. Clown killers would be cherry ice cream with rainbow sprinkles. Oh my goodness, does that not sound delicious though?
David says that Renee, I've only maybe had one voice combo with her, and wow, she's one of the most excitable random people I've ever talked to.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is true. I remember way back when Patrick was working on Heartboner. If you've seen the NSP video, Renee was brought on to do the fantastic backgrounds. And I remember suggesting, like you and I, Indy, I think you suggested Renee to Patrick. And we were on the call when we were first introducing Patrick to Renee. And the first thing she's like, "Hello." I can't do a Renee thing,
We're
but
like,
that's
and
like,
this is our professional friend Renee, and she's
and she's a really good artist.
she's
and
very up for doing the backgrounds and helping out.
It was great.
Yeah, Renee's awesome.
Renee can back it up with the skills, though.
Oh, heck yeah. She's amazing. Again, someone else who helped us with Starlight Brigade. She did a ton of the backgrounds.
Yeah, a lot of the like hard surface, ship interiors, that sort of thing was like Renee pulling out all the stops.
Yeah. Probably one of my favourite shots she did is the one of the hangar where you get to see all the ships from behind and it pans along. That is,
I was intimidated by that one, but she nailed it.
that background deserved more screen time than it got.
It did. It was also like cropped a lot.
It was, yeah.
There's so many people in that background, but maybe you'll see it.
Yes, you probably won't see the people though. I drew a ton of background characters for it, but they all got cut off the sides. But they're there in spirit.
They'll be in the extended cut.
Will they? Got to clean up his face. I gotta clean up his face. Tip says Renee is level 300 professional. We can't even comprehend how pro she is in every situation. It's true. What ice cream man flavour would you be? I mean, that's difficult. I think I'd be like Earl Grey flavour ice cream.
You be Earl Grey. I think that's so fitting.
Yeah, I've never had Earl Grey ice cream, but I'm sure it would be delicious. Sorry, Mike, you were...
I was going to say I think I would be Lady Grey.
That's awesome. Oh, have those citrus notes.
Yeah, I really like citrus flavors, like lemon, orange, mango. All the tropical ones are like my favorite.
It's good. It's good.
Do we still have some tropical juice upstairs, or did
tropical juice? Yeah, we do.
We do.
But do we still have some ice cream?
Oh, you do.
I think we still have some ice cream.
I think we do. It's mine though.
How dare you?
Get your own.
You did buy it. To be fair, so it probably is yours.
You can have some.
Ooh, Bryony says we need to bake some Earl Grey cupcakes.
Oh.
She's right, Mike. We do. I want those. I want them though. Lady has to be coffee or Irish coffee with brownie bits. That sounds so good.
So how would you? Because tea is made by like infusing the ingredients in boiling water. How do you make? How do you make cookies out of that? Do you have to boil it all first and have it all infused and then mix that kind of water into the cookie mix? I don't know how to make cookies all that well. Is there water in cookie mix?
Yeah, or milk. So
or milk, okay.
Infuse it into either of those, or you could even put the tea leaves directly into it.
Oh.
Yes, Bryony, please do send us a recipe. That would be great. Key lime cupcakes with lime curd. Oh, don't. That sounds so amazing. I love key lime pie. Lime as a flavour is just so underused.
Yeah.
Limes are amazing.
Limes are great. I think I prefer lime over lemon.
Yeah, likewise. Life is like a lime.
What's that from?
An extremely goofy movie.
Oh. You've yet to watch that.
Me?
Yeah.
What do you mean? I've watched it
No,
tons of times.
you've like yet to watch it as a kind of celebration.
Oh, you mean the first movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I always watch a goofy movie as a celebration for finishing a deadline, and I haven't had a chance to watch one since Starlight Brigade came out. So I owe myself a viewing of the Goofy movie.
Goofy movie. It's kind of the best movie.
Yes, I think you're right. Devin, I love that you understand that reference. An extremely goofy movie isn't quite as good. but it's got some great stuff in it.
So is the Life is Like a Lime in the second Goofy movie?
Yes.
Because it could have been Life is Like a Lima or Lima. Doesn't work.
Why would a lemur make it more likely to be in the first movie?
Because Kevin Lima directed it.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, I am.
That's a very good cut there. It's deep cut.
Deep cut.
Good. I like it. Life is like a lemur. David, why would you? Come now. I think a porno version of the Goofy movie would be 100% Roxanne 100% of the time. Because she's the coolest and the cutest. And I think everyone who watched that movie was in love with her.
It was very sensual.
She's just so cute.
Even in the wake of having worked on the music video with you, India, I think there's no greater thing that I've done than manage to arrange to put you across a coffee, like a coffee shop table from the director of the Goofy movie.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, we did not know that he would be there.
That is true. That is true.
But getting to meet Brenda Chapman was amazing too.
Yeah.
That was amazing enough in itself. You know, I didn't expect to meet the director of my favourite movie.
She got us cookies.
She was so nice. Oh, she was so nice. We should send her an email.
Yeah. And be like, hi.
Hi, it's been too long because everyone's always too busy. The Goofy Booby.
The Goofy Booby.
David, I think you're suffering from fatigue. That is very good though. That's very good. The Goofy Booby. I can't top that.
I'm just not able to think on that level with all of you all.
A sex tape of Goofy and the girlfriend he has by the end of the second movie. Oh my goodness. She's another hot character. She's extremely hot. Good for Goofy. You go, Goof.
The wife of Pete in the series she's awesome.
Oh yeah, she is. She's a no-nonsense mom. Do you remember he used to have, like, in the series he had this little girl who was an absolute nightmare?
Yeah, I think so. Yes. She's not in the movie, is she?
No, she's not. Neither is his wife, though. I mean...
True. It's a pretty male-oriented film.
What you mean in terms of the characters?
Yeah. Yeah.
Very true. Never stopped little India from identifying with it, though, and enjoying the story.
Yep.
I would never have lied to Roxanne.
I would die for Riley.
I would die for Riley.
See all the comments about like Starlight Brigade and Strive when people are like, I would die for them.
Do you think that's where it comes from?
I don't know, but that's what I hear. I just hear that quote from it.
Inside Out.
Inside. Is it Inside Out?
Yeah. I would die for Riley.
I would die for Riley.
Oh no, David! No, don't pollute my favorite Goofy screen.
I've only known strive for 2 hours, but I would die for strive. Such an intense energy there.
I'm happy that you like the meme. They're adorable. I'm gonna goof your dad!
It should be about Goofy
now
hooking
Goof
up
is
with Roxanne's dad, bonding over being single parents. Dream Daddy, the Goofy edition. Dream Daddy, gonna goof your dad.
I like
Dear.
I like using goof as a verb.
To goof or not to goof? That is the question.
I goofed off all day yesterday.
It has so many potential meanings. Didn't Afro make that one from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Mike? He might have. I've seen that a number of times, but I think it's kind of a popular one. It's the scene where remember her name?
I'm sorry, I don't watch it. I can't help you.
You don't watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
I haven't seen it, no.
India.
Yeah.
It's a very good show.
I believe you. There's just no time, Mike. There's just no time. I can't do what you can do and watch a series while I work.
Yeah.
Because I want to see it. I can listen to podcasts because I'm just listening to the voices. But
Rosa, that's her name. So Rosa's a frightening cop in the precinct.
I like the look of Rosa. She looks awesome.
Yeah. And I think she gets given a puppy or something, and like she's kind of holding it and goes, I've only known this puppy for 2 hours, but if anything ever happened to them, I would kill everyone in this room and then myself.
Intense.
There's moments where like you don't know anything about Rosa and they somehow make it to her apartment and she's like, oh, we know where you live now. And she's like, no, you don't. I'm moving out and burning this place. It's like I said goodbye to this place the moment I invited you over.
Why did she invite them?
Oh, it's part of like a plot thread where they're trying to protect someone.
Getting this hair in.
Mike, you need to do these lines in an American accent, Brooklyn specifically.
Oh no, come on. You guys know that our American accents are absolutely awful.
I can't even think what the Brooklyn one is.
Only a New York one is coming to my mind.
Yeah. I'm sorry. We want to practice.
You let us down.
Like, I bet you if we got someone on to do like voice chat who could be like, it sounds like this, we could probably make better attempts than just fresh.
Oh, you think? I'm not convinced.
I think so. Like,
we are determined to practice accents though, so we can actually do some. That would be cool.
apparently it's all about the way that you like shape your mouth and your jaw. Like you change it depending on like the
accent.
Yeah, that's the word. I don't even know the
thing
word.
we were talking about just now.
That thing that you already said, Michael. The word.
No, I know what you mean though.
Yeah,
Sometimes
like
you want to use different words for things.
we were watching that one about Scottish, and apparently it's like way back in your throat.
Scottish. Okay, well that was terrible, but normally I'm better than that.
Yeah, you normally put a little bit more energy into it.
It's because I'm really tired. Wow, I'm really bad today. I mean, worse than usual.
I'm really tired.
Tired?
That sounded a bit more Scouser.
Yeah, it did. I'm quitting while I'm not ahead.
Did you ever see that show? Was it Brookside? Wasn't that set in Liverpool?
Maybe. I never watched it. Oh, hey Claire, good morning. How are you doing? Yeah, how is everyone doing? I don't think
We haven't asked. Yeah, hi. You having a good Tuesday? I couldn't remember what the day was.
You got there.
Hey, you don't know. I time traveled there. Went back when I went like forward 5 minutes. Checked the calendar that didn't really change and came back. That's what that was.
Nice. I was just looking at the fact that Nerdy Hats is helping us out, saying, "Quarter panda." Sounds like I'm saying quarter pounder in a Brooklyn accent. Quarter pounder. Sounds kind of Australian to me.
The easiest way to sound Scouse is by saying can of Coke and a curly whirly. Is it?
Is it?
Did it work?
Can of Coke and a curly whirl. Doesn't it sound more like I'm a little tired? Tired. Was that very good?
Wouldn't that be tired? I'm a little tired. That might be more Irish-ish. Kuri Yoshijo says, hello, I'm new. Came here from Starlight Brigade. Hello and welcome.
Hey, welcome to the chat.
The adorable ragamuffin to my left
Aww.
that you can't see but can only hear, so just imagine spatially, is India Swift.
Hello.
Who directed the video, and then I helped.
You were the art director.
By art directing. Which just means I tried to channel India's vision into something people could see.
It means you took care of all the compositing, the colour script, the lighting script.
Yeah.
You were essentially responsible for the final look of the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, please feel free to hang up your coat, take off your shoes, make yourself comfortable. Everyone in the chat is super cool. We're very lucky to get to hang out with them.
Oh yeah, I just realized on the screen I'm on the left.
Oh no.
But that's because you're looking at us from in front of us.
How confusing.
Yeah, that works. We're stage left and right, but in reality, India's left and I'm right. Because I'm always right. Except
Hey,
when
man.
we used to sit when I was left.
I thought we established at the beginning of the stream that I was always right.
Only when... Yes, that's right. You are.
Good. Just checking. Your dog tips! Ah! How could you say that to me? Well, my mum thinks I'm cool. So, joke's on you, chum.
Does she think you're cool? Has she told you that? Yeah. Were you on the phone to them yesterday?
Yeah, I did. I phoned my parents yesterday. Like a cool person. Because cool people keep in contact with those people who they love.
Are you making a comment on me?
No? Why would I be?
Because I don't really keep in touch with anyone.
Oh, you totally do. You spoke to your parents sooner than I did after Starlight Brigade released.
I sent them a message and they both said, oh, I'll watch it later.
Nice.
I'm not even kidding.
Nice.
I'm
Well,
not
they
sad
said
about
to
that.
give you a big pat on the back.
Did they?
Yeah, but I've been saving it
Oh. For
So
what?
you'll
For
get it.
when?
at some point.
You get a pat on the back when you least expect it.
Yeah.
When you're maybe standing next to a high wall or a railing.
At top of some stairs or something.
Hey Mike, I forgot to give you this. Turn around. What?
Wham! Nah. It needs to be on your back so you wouldn't turn around.
Tibbs is like, hi India, I just wanted to remind you that your dad and I think you're really cool.
Yes! That sounds exactly like them. Father? Father?
I really like your dad's accent. He ends every sentence with a question.
Is that an accent or is that just my dad being my dad?
I think it might be like part of where he grew up.
Yorkshire?
I really disarmed me when I first, because I'm not used to that at all.
What,
And-
him asking questions?
Yeah, it's like, because I'm very much like, if someone asks me a question, then I want to answer it. But I learned very quickly to kind of like push that urge down, because it's like, yeah, we went to the park earlier, didn't we? I'm like, yes, we were both there. Why are you asking me? No.
It's not legitimately asking you.
I know he's not. That's why I said it was disarming.
You fool.
It's like, oh, you know, we drove over here, didn't we? Like, yes, we did.
We sure did.
You were there.
I was there.
I was there.
It was a good time.
We both remember it. Your dad's great, though.
What
Isn't
is Yorkshire pudding?
His Yorkshire
Do you
pudding.
mean Yorkshire pudding?
Yorkshire. No, that's not it. Can you do a Yorkshire accent?
No, I really can't.
I think Yorkshire pudding is a very similar mix to pancakes, but you put it into a tray of indented parts.
You
A
poofs up
baking tray. What is that called?
a cupcake tray?
Is it a cupcake tray?
I don't know.
Anyway, it's like trying to make muffins, but instead of them being big floofy things that rise up, they just kind of sink and burn and rise up at the ends, and they're delicious.
They are very good. You can get massive ones, you put peas and mincemeat and gravy in there. And
My dad once made me a Yorkshire pudding that was the size of the plate, and then he filled it with all the other things that you would have. So there was like beef stew and carrots and onions and potatoes, and I think that was it. It was awesome. It was like, that's probably my favorite meal ever.
Really?
It's got just such a childhood memory attached to it. Like, imagine, okay, Yorkshire's the kind of thing where you have like two on the side of your plate, and then there's usually extra have been made, so the fastest person to eat everything on their plate gets more Yorkshire puddings. Imagine getting a treat that is your size of your entire meal. Doesn't sound that good actually, but it was great.
Maybe I will make you some Yorkshire puddings.
The size of a house.
Make you some from the store by putting them in the oven.
Do you remember that time that you made like a pie with a skull on it?
Yeah, I did. It was a pirate pie.
That was so cool.
Thank
I
you.
have pictures of that somewhere.
It was good. We poured gravy in the eye holes.
Yeah, and you had that kind of like negative space design to it.
Yes.
It was so good. Did you make that the same day you made the sky whale cake?
I did. It was your birthday.
You are amazing.
Yes.
I tried to make India a cake. I made her a Bulbasaur. I made the back bulb on the Bulba a muffin.
It was great.
Yeah. I'd never made a cake before.
It was really good. You did really well.
Thank you.
Even though you used a store-bought cake mix.
What? That's what you do, isn't it?
No, you use flour and eggs and milk, you fool.
Well, I needed it to be carrot cake, and there was a carrot cake mix, so...
Yeah, it was delicious though.
I forgot what I was drawing.
Were you doing a figure study?
Well, it wasn't a study, it was just someone sitting out of my head, but I kind of want to change it into a stripe.
Yeah, Papyrus would not be pleased with this culinary creation. I love Paps.
Papyrus is so good.
Human!
Go man! What would your Let's Play voices for the characters be if you had have Let's Played it, India?
Well, probably that. Stop boondoggling!
I think that's a pretty good one.
Popular! That's Papyrus! I forgot what he says. He's like, he has 3 P's that he says. I cannot remember all the quotes from that game.
I saw someone say that Starlight Brigade reminded them of Undertale somehow.
Really?
Yeah, and
Wow.
like, aside from you being like completely and utterly obsessed with that game,
I love Undertale. It's one of my favourite games.
I couldn't see it.
Really? I think maybe it's the heart of it, the positive message.
Yeah, maybe like you were trying to do the same thing with your own story.
Yeah. Maybe I just really want it to be true because I really like Undertale. Yeah, David already voiced the cowardly lion for me, ouch. Put him up!
That was pretty good.
Your punnery is not satisfactory!
This is just a blob now. Let's start again.
Ooh. Tyler's favourite meal is spaghetti bolognese, but instead of tomato, they use gravy like a shepherd's pie. Whoa. I haven't ever tried that. Maybe I should try that. That sounds quite good. Ah, Rolando, you can do it. Oh, Rebecca's been reading an Undertale alternate universe fanfiction. I don't know. To be honest, I haven't really learned much about any of the AUs. I'm a massive fan of the game, but I haven't dipped into the fan community too much.
I can't say because it's spoilers, but like the survey we took felt like an AU somehow.
It did, yeah. We will try it, Tyler. We will. Hey, Quijin.
Hi.
We are good, thank you. How are you doing? I am cleaning up this man. Oh, really, Claire? This is your first time seeing it. That's awesome. I hope you're enjoying it. It's wonderful to see the Game Grumps play a game that I love so much. It's my two favourite things coming together.
Oh, the squiggles.
Yeah, Nerdy Hats, I've heard that some areas of Undertale fandom can be a little bit unfriendly to newcomers.
Really?
Yeah. You know, like any fandom, there's people who are very much into it and want to be the people who are the most into it, I think.
Right.
So they're a bit gatekeepy.
Oh, man.
Oh, fair enough, Tyler. I'm sorry that you couldn't get into it as much.
Our friends, Andrew and Aoife, recommended us Undertale way back when it had first came out, and it's kind of crazy the parallels between Aoife and one of the characters called Toriel.
Yeah.
Like Aoife is a teacher, and she's got a motherly energy to her, where like she just like she'll take care of you when you're like a guest in her house.
She'll make you snail pie.
Yeah.
She does actually make amazing food.
She does.
One of the coolest things about staying with Akanifa, aside from the amazing company and good friendship, is the fact that they will make incredible meals. Also, Coyote Esquire, thank you so much. That's really cool of you. Feel free to hang around and chat. It's a good group of people.
Yeah. We try to keep the people that, well, we don't try and keep them, but we just seem to find wholesome people who tend to hang out here. So
The most popular ones are Underfell, a grimdark Undertale, everyone is mean, Mobster Tale, everyone was a gangster, Glitch Tale, everything is glitched, and Flowerfell, where Papyrus is taken over by Flowey. It sounds like gangster Undertale would be really fun.
yeah.
I think the thing I love about Undertale most is the kind of heart and the kindness of the characters. So I think I probably wouldn't enjoy as much a more grimdark version of it, because it would lose what it is that I love about it.
Yeah.
But gangsters sound really fun. Savio has found out an art style where not drawing the nose for the character makes it look much cuter, but provided the mouth is drawn in the right place, or you have created the opposite of cuteness.
You've created the opposite, the antithesis.
Ah, the fickle placement of the mouth. It means so much. Be sure you get some sleep too, Coyote. We don't want to be responsible for you being super duper tired and not giving it your best. Remember that sleep is for the strong.
Sleep is for the strong. Get all your mental development sorted, and
I would like to go back to sleep.
you.
I am very tired. But thank you for being here.
I did not hear that Tyson Hess is helping out with the Sonic remodel. Is that been confirmed?
Is that a true fact? Is that a true fact?
Tyson Hess has he's become like the go-to creator for salvaging Sonic, it seems.
I feel bad for him. I'm not sure that he'd be able to change too much, given that the movie is still slated for quite a soon release. I know it's been pushed back, but it's still February that it's coming out.
Is it strange that I kind of wasn't even aware of any of the AUs for Undertale? Like, I had zero idea. I knew that there were people making, was it Undertale Yellow? Like a game that was like following the yellow-hearted kid. I had no idea that there was like established universes.
David, are you okay?
What does David say?
David's gone mad.
Oh, Mina, did you manage to get into the Discord server okay?
Oh, I see. So Tyler says yes and no. Tyson made it with Sonic holding a sign saying when it's coming back. And everyone was asking him if he's doing the redesign. He uploaded a picture of Tony Stark smirking. That sounds like it's pretty confirmed.
Yeah.
If he's teasing people like that.
If he made the image, like, that was officially used.
Honestly though, if Tyson Hess would have his way with the redesign, it would be a completely new rig.
Yeah.
The eyes would be in a completely different place. So I think it would be a lot of work for them to change to what Tyson would want. So more power to them to get it done on time.
Yeah.
Oh, Mina, that's so cool. Good old Tyson. I'd trust him with it though.
Yeah.
Like, he can draw Sonic any day of the week and it looks super appealing. I'm sure he'll do a very good job if he's on the movie.
A very good job. Yeah, I hope so.
Oh, my voice is echoing. That's interesting. It shouldn't be. How strange.
That is weird. Let me see if there is something going on.
Thanks for letting us know. My audio is a wee bit off. Interesting. Interesting.
You shouldn't be. Try talking. Let me see the audio levels. I'm not sure.
Oh, Peachy Hearts.
Hey! Hello!
It's George. George is in the chat. How are you doing? How are you?
We had an animators gathering on the Friday. Just not last Friday, but the Friday before. and we were meeting animators, and we were kind of alluding to what we'd worked on, but when I was talking to George, I was like, India's wearing a clue as to what she works on, and India was wearing a TWRP shirt, and I had no idea at the time that George had any idea who TWRP were or anything. I was slightly tipsy, so it was just kind of a bit of a like, ah, ha, ha, ha. But as soon as George turned around and recognized that it was TWRP shirt, his eyes, I swear, just like lit up with all the possibilities of what that clue could mean, and it was a really nice moment.
Always good to meet another TWRP fan.
Emmeline, hello.
I don't know what's happened to my voice, but I hope it's a little bit better.
I'm not sure. I'll check the stream later and see what the recording was like.
Yeah, good plan. Oh! Awesome! Emmeline is here too!
Such a tease. We haven't watched any more Rilakuma yet.
No, we haven't. We want to, but we haven't. We'll get to it. Things are looking like they might calm down a little bit more with work. We still have crazy deadlines, but we actually only have 1.5 projects on now.
Yeah.
Whereas before we had much more, so as of yesterday we finished a big thing we've been working on. So it's nice to have a few things off our plate and to be able to focus on just 1 or 2 things.
It is, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because during the production of Starlight Brigade, I was also working on the Starbomb Overwatch project, and I was also coloring, or helping color, I should say, Maddie Spargera, making a comic called Coda.
And when's Coda out, Mike?
Wait, I'm totally spiking the mic for some reason there. Coda is out. The last issue of Coda, the 12th issue, is out in... it's out this Wednesday on New Comic Book Day. Both microphones are picking up India's voice. That shouldn't be happening.
Yeah. That's interesting. Maybe try muting me. Did you mute me?
I did. I didn't mute you. I was just checking like which. So okay, India.
Yeah?
India, try talking.
Talking. I'm chatting away.
You are being picked up by me a bit.
Can you get yourself a bit more? Weird though, it wasn't picking me up the other day.
Yeah. I'm gonna try switching it off and on. Wow, it's like super spiking the mic and I don't know why.
It's like your mic needs to reset.
Yeah. We stream here and YouTube, Curio.
Yeah. Both places.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm gonna just try re-adding stuff. Because I think yours is fine.
Sorry for the technical difficulties, guys. We're not quite sure what happened.
This is where I realize I don't know how to remove a microphone. Is it an audio source?
Coyote Esquire just bought Toon Boom, and they're super excited about learning how to use it. That's awesome, Coyote. It's a really, really cool piece of software. It's expensive, but it's very professional, very good. There's a lot of things I like about it. Oh no, Claire. A person on the lures keeps putting their ear on my hand while I hold onto a pole. I've moved my hand several times. Why do you do this, odd person? I guess they just really like your hand. They just want to be near to you. Mina says, oh India, I think your voice is normal now. So whatever you're doing, Mike, it's working. Ow. Ow. So what are we up to today? I will be doing some animation for another project that Knights of a Light Table have in the works. And man, if you guys like Starlight Brigade, it's a very different style, but it's I'd say the quality is even higher. And I also have some mail I need to send off. Can you not just delete it on OBS and then re-add it? Oh, Tyler, you're doing some storyboards. That's awesome. Music Box, you're doing a Starlight Sonar. That's amazing. Also, hey Hardik. What do you mean too high? Yep, gotta get them backgrounds done, Claire. Gospel choir practice. Oh, that sounds so fun. I miss being in a choir.
Okay, try talking, India.
Okay, here I go.
Yeah, it feels like my microphone is being weird. So is India still echoing?
Am I still echoing? Going.
I'm gonna try replugging my microphone in, I think.
I was in choir when I was in high school. I loved it. It was amazing. We got to travel and go to different places, and I just really liked singing. And singing in a massive group where there's so many different parts, it feels really epic. It's just really fun that your voice is adding to the big throng, but not so much that you can hear individuals, which is nice. So you can really belt your heart out and not have to worry as much. Mina says we both sound good.
Oh, I just walked into the microphone.
Oh no.
I'm not really.
Well, people were saying that it sounds better now, so it might be fine.
Is your microphone picking me up? No, it's not. But mine's is somehow picking you up.
Still.
Yeah.
So weird.
It's like my microphone is suddenly like way more sensitive than it should be.
Did you try resetting it so you took all the stuff off?
I did, yeah.
Weird. You're going to sing for the president next Saturday. You get to hang out with our lovely president, Michael Doig. Whoa.
Michael D, huh?
Bye-bye, Tyler. Have a good day. Have a good day. Claire says it sounds fine.
Okay.
I'm gonna take your word for it. So this is a bit messy. I'm gonna change the colour of it and then draw over it instead. Okay. And then I can just delete the red line.
Cool.
Mickledy Higgins. Where we go?
Oh, I'm not sure. You probably have to ask
Claire would know. Probably.
ask Claire about that, yeah.
Yeah. We're not natively Irish. We moved here a couple of years ago. So we're not completely up to speed on all of the politics.
Which is to say, we don't really pay attention.
That too. Nicholas Mouse. Nicholas Mouse. Adorable. How do you pronounce that, Claire?
This feels too rigid. Trying to do a thing without, like, falling down.
Cool.
But need a bit more of a swoop.
Yeah, Orlando, of course. Go for it. T-Shock. Really?
Oh, cool. T-Shock.
T-Shock. One day I'll get used to pronouncing things in Irish. Irish is a very, very different language.
Yeah, a lot of the vowel sounds are slightly different. And like C H might have more of a to it.
Our current T-Shock is a guy called Leo Varadkar. Leo!
What's going on, Leo? What's the cultural news?
The cultural news. Let's see. Roland says, would you agree that today's culture is too politically correct? Not to say that in itself can be a good thing, but not having a balance makes life for a bland experience. I think it depends a lot on the situation. Like, that's a pretty blanket statement to say that everything is just too politically correct now. Because I definitely want to respect people's feelings, and if people are offended by something, I'm okay changing the language that I use. But at the same time, I do feel like... what do I feel like?
I'm not sure what you feel like.
Yeah, I'm trying to put it into words. I feel like there's maybe a bit of witch hunting going on for people who aren't seen as okay or politically correct. And I don't really approve of that aspect of it. If that is an aspect for some people.
I think the way that we, as individuals, learn is by making mistakes.
Yeah.
You try and draw something, you're not going to get it right the first time. I think interacting with each other, you're going to make mistakes. And
depending on what that is, sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's not okay.
yeah, like if you're naive or ignorant of something without malicious intent, like I'm not talking about people openly insulting others. That's not what I'm covering here. I mean more like you accidentally mistake one person from being a region that they're not from or something like that. Like
you think honest mistakes, basically?
Yeah.
That
honest.
have no malcontent behind them or maliciousness behind them.
Giving the room to clarify or let them know the like more accurate information, or like just generally just small forgiveness for like, hey, it's cool, you didn't know about this, but like this is the case.
Are we allowed to play Star Brigade in the last stream? I don't think we are, I'm sorry, because it's not, we don't have the copyright for it, so we're not allowed to play it on the stream.
Yeah, we're currently not.
Strikes. Rolando says, say for instance there are places online where you are not required to be, and people who are not okay with it go to these places and complain and get those in those places get in trouble. I'm not 100% sure what you mean, to be honest. Maybe you could explain it a little bit more.
I think this is a tricky subject to even discuss, Orlando.
It's the season for chai. Oh, it's true, and chai is delicious. Jenny, hey! Hello again, how are you doing?
You're eating Oreos, nice.
Sounds good. Oreo, the king of biscuits! Or I guess if you're in America, cookies.
Like I listened to someone talk, I can't remember their name, but they were like, they wanted to change the term microaggression from microaggression to faux pas. So it's like you didn't intend to offend someone else, and when you did.
Well, I think they're two different things.
Yeah.
A faux pas implies that you didn't mean to offend, whereas a microaggression means that you could be deliberately doing it.
I think a microaggression is like you're not intentionally offending them, but you have just by your like insensitivity, I guess.
Oh, well then if you don't intend to do it, I would say that aggression is a...
It's a, yeah, like it's a bit of a like, it's a risky connotation, but they wanted to make the point that like when you have a lot of diverse people in the same area, that like inter exchange of culture and information, there's going to be a little bit of this is so hard to like say something that is super clear, so I'm trying to like make sure I'm saying what I actually mean.
Also, just Savio, it totally is just tea. You're 100% right, as far as I know anyway.
Let's go with the actual thing that Rolando is talking about.
Okay. See, Rolando says, for those whose Let's Player, he isn't per se rude, but his chat room's culture is to keep it quiet, get a feel for the room, and have fun with the chaos of it.
What do you mean is to keep it quiet?
Chai just means tea. So are we like spilling the chai right now? Is that what's happening?
Spilling the chai, huh?
Yeah, Savio, I think it was taken from India, the word chai.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah, and people see it as a mix of spices, but actually it just means tea.
Right. But that was just the usual way to make it there.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think that's just a very common way to make it, is with a lot of spices and
Yeah.
yeah, delicious, delicious. Keep it quiet might mean to keep it in the community where everyone's cool with it.
So like an insular pact or something.
Mina says, I can't believe they stole your word, Swifty. It's true, because I am India. So, how dare they? Kuriyoshi Joe says, it's interesting because the witch hunting in, I think, PC culture stems from having no proper repercussions for cultural transgressions. Like with intersectionality, it's such a new frontier we're in. It is a new frontier, yeah. We're still learning how to interact with one another, I think. So Orlando continues. Also, Coyote, enjoy your cereal. Orlando continues. So say there's a topic at hand in the chat, and a certain behaviour is born out of that topic, and you build up momentum with the foolish behaviour you poke fun at each other. Okay.
So far, so clear.
Yep. So far, so good. I think I'm understanding everything. So you're saying you're doing stuff that might not be okay in another space, but you're doing it with people who are okay with it, and you're kind of making fun of each other as you're doing it. Hands are hard, guys. Who knew? Unpopular opinion.
Well, they have all of those intricate bones in them, so they would probably have some sort of hard rigidity to them.
Oh, yeah. It's very good, Mike.
Oh, Jenny says, I think it's just important to be nice to people.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you, Jenny. If you go out of your way to make someone feel bad, you're probably not the kind of person that I'd want to know.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Well, I think it's fair. Like, you didn't know that he was black, and you know, black people have kind of taken back the word, and they're using it now for themselves, which is like awesome, to take something that's offensive to you and to own it completely.
Yeah.
I think you reacted right, Rebecca. Like, if that offended you and if you were worried it would offend other people, then I think that's a fine thing to say. It was just, you know, you didn't know the entire context, because how could you? It's online.
Yeah.
Roxanne, sometimes I find myself accidentally drawing hands correctly and then I never want to touch it again.
At the end of the day, I think words are used to communicate with one another, and the intent behind the way you use the word is what matters most, rather than the word.
Also, Savio, that's lovely. I 100% agree with you. Savi says, in my opinion, even if you're not culturally active, respecting and being kind to other cultures is just another thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Good for you, Sav. Kuriyoshijo says the dialect I speak is called TUES, is that right? With the E in elephant and cha as in don't cha.
So
That's what comes when you draw a good hand.
cha.
One day I'll understand that feeling. Right now it's not happening. I'm just going to continue inking the rest of him, and then I'll come back to the hand.
This is... No. Okay. Start again. I'm seeing all these really, really amazing Strive kind of like floating in space things. I'm like, wow, I want to be able to do that. So let's do that.
Yeah, I agree, Mina. Like, even if people don't forgive you, the best thing you can do is just to try to do better next time. And as long as you're trying to do better next time and trying to be kind to people, I think that's one of the best you can do, you know.
Forgiveness is really powerful. For both sides. Because like forgiveness is where you can reach an understanding with one another.
Yeah, I mean, it really is true that everyone is going to make mistakes. You know, the world is a crazy complex place before you throw in interacting with other people. Let's see. I'm all okay and even promote good communication with one another. It promotes a healthy life, but at the same time, we seem to become so soft. There isn't a place to rough up. I don't know, I see a lot of people having really, really heated discussions online. Like, people still have fights. You know, there's still a ton of violence in the world. I'm not sure if I'd say we've become soft. I think people are very sensitive right now. But I think it comes from a good place. You know, if anything, I think some people are being a little bit too harsh.
You reckon?
Yeah, I do. I think sometimes when it comes to whole lives and careers being ruined because of accusations.
I think that's a kind of interconnected thing. Like individual makes does something that is disagreed with, they're then ostracized for it because of because they've been insensitive and they've offended people with a sensitivity to that insensitivity. Mm-hmm. So I think there's this give and take of there's this kind of push and pull there.
Yeah. And Jenny, I agree again. Discussion can happen without it devolving into a full-blown argument. People on both sides need to try and listen and understand. I agree. Rolando, I'm not 100% sure what you're referring to. I might need like an example of something. Rolando says we are softies that don't watch and learn, instead we just complain. It feels like you're talking about some situations that I might not be aware of.
Yeah, we might be completely out of the loop here.
Yeah.
Epic Taco Cedar is following you on YouTube. Thank you.
Epic Taco. Thank you, Epic Taco. How epic of you.
Savio says, some people are just jerks who just believe in their own stuff. We can't act like they're wrong. It just makes us the bad person in their eyes. Just a thought.
I wouldn't say that's offensive, Savvy. I'd say that you can definitely feel like they're wrong. And you can act like they're wrong if you want. But I don't think that's any reason to be super rude to one another.
Anel Cause says, recently Kyle, the guy who works for Adobe and makes the brushes, was quite clumsy with what he said. But I think it got too big for what it was that he said.
Oh, what did Kyle say?
I think he said something along the lines of the subscription for Adobe is only about the amount of like one commission for the whole year or something, and like I think you used the word hobbyist. Like if you're, and that might be a bit much if you're just a I'm so can't remember the exact wording. If someone can like find it and paste it in, so we're talking about the actual thing, because I think that's how these things kind of spiral, like Chinese whisperings of like, oh, did you hear what this person said? No, what did they say? And then you just add in a Chinese whisper with a bit of bias, and it just goes.
It feels like we're living inside a tabloid newspaper sometimes, I swear.
That we're living inside a what?
Tabloid newspaper. Like she said, look what celebrity revealed their underwear. Like
Kyle has always made the work that he's done really affordable.
Yeah,
and
I agree. A Kaitana. You know, also people don't tend to take it to the person privately or individually. They tend to just immediately make it into a public debacle. Sorry, Mike, I interrupted you. Please.
David just went, wow, Doig. Chinese whispering?
Terribly offensive, Mike. Are you stereotyping?
I'm not stereotyping. It's like a, or am I? Here's the question: is when you say the term Chinese whispering, is that offensive?
Well, I'm sure some people find it offensive.
Happy to stop saying the term. What is it that is it purple monkey dishwashering then?
I'm sure that some people find it offensive, but that's the thing, is I'm sure that some people find everything offensive. I don't mean like one person would find everything offensive. I just mean that whatever you say is going to offend someone, I think. You can try and minimize that as best you can.
You've never heard the term... Yeah, okay. No, that's fair, David. You've never heard the term before.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
So, it might be a UK thing. There would be a game that school kids are taught, or like was played in. I remember playing it in class.
It's called Chinese Whispers.
And it's called Chinese Whispers. It's where you like make up a phrase, say it to the person next to you.
Like you say, for example, my monkey loves bananas, and then you whisper that to the person next to you.
I can see how that is really kind of like, why did that become the term? But yeah, that is culturally insensitive. I didn't even think about it. Yeah. And I'm sorry.
I'm sorry for our culture, because the fact that that's a school kid game is really weird. But yeah, essentially you just whisper down the line, and then you see what comes out at the other end of the line, and usually the phrase come like scrambled or changed because you haven't quite caught what someone said the first time.
It's called telephone in North America. Well,
that's a much less offensive name for the game.
Our flatmate called it purple monkey dishwasher. So I'm going to use that.
That's interesting. Purple monkey dishwasher. In French we call it Arab telephone. So that's like another Chinese Whispers version where it's like, for some reason, just attaching.
Just the process of garbling the words is attributed to like foreign language. Yeah.
Wow, England.
Yeah, wow, England. I swear though, Google it. And
that's interesting. Rolando says the Let's Player is known for calling out people with silly, overly friendly comments, and the chat he has is okay with it because I fool around with him too. But because of his overly friendly behaviour, he got banned, so you can't just be too friendly with anyone because someone might get offended. I see.
He got overly friendly.
I mean, that's tough. Like, if you have a group of friends that that's okay with, it can be like easy to fall into doing that. And if you and your friends all understand it's a joke, and you're all okay with the joke, then I think so long as the joke isn't poking fun at other people, because there's nothing I hate more than being in a group of people who are shitting on someone else or another group of people and thinking it's funny. But so long as it's like you're making fun of yourselves and each other only, and you're all okay with it,
But
I don't think there's really a problem.
here's a kind of an example.
But that's
of,
why online's hard.
Like,
isn't it?
yeah, here's the kind of example of what we're talking about. Is like I meant no offense by that term, no ill intent, but it can be viewed as such. So do we be overly sensitive to it? Because then I apologize, and then David's like, you don't need to apologize. And now we're in the point where it's like
David's very cool.
David is very cool, but I still felt like it was like I need to apologize for that, even though I didn't mean any harm. And you have that climate here where people don't mean any harm, but there's apologies for some kind of harm done, whereas David's like, it's fine, it doesn't, like, it.
But I mean, is that so bad? Like, I'm okay with saying sorry for saying something like that, you know, and learning from it and being like, oh wow, that is weirdly like culturally insensitive, and I'm perfectly fine to just like call it something else now. There's no hair off my back to just be like purple monster dishwasher, was it? It's actually kind of more fun to say.
The name Chinese Whispers was adopted for the game in the UK in the mid-20th century. Prior to that, it was known as Russian Scandal or Russian Gossip.
So interesting.
The reason for the change isn't clear. It's sometimes suggested that the phrase is a racial slur and is intended to convey the idea that the Chinese talk nonsense.
Wow.
I see no reason to assume that the English aren't especially badly disposed towards the Chinese.
Well, the English are known to be pretty racist towards different cultures, like historically. Weirdly, we also have the reputation for being polite.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like we simultaneously have the reputation for being polite, having the worst football fans who are the most impolite, and being culturally insensitive.
So yeah,
I think
fun
what it comes
times.
down to is we're all just people who are different
We're
from
people-
one another
yeah.
individually. Yeah, Craig has a good point, and it's eloquently put. Craig says, if you accidentally step on someone's toe, you still apologise even though it was unintentional.
Yeah.
And that should be the same for offending people with speech.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it doesn't need to be a big deal that you're apologising unless you like really, really hurt someone with your comment. Like if you stepped on someone's toe and actually broke it, then obviously you would be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Unless you screamed accident before it.
But in general, I don't think it's such a bad thing that people are apologising.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's kind of nice that people are apologising.
It's
just a
acknowledging
common
that
courtesy.
It's acknowledging that there was the potential for hurt to have occurred.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if it's treated as an accident, like you can remove a feeling of like blame from.
Mm-hmm. And Rolando says, so let's say it does bother me, right? You can always pull someone aside and talk to them, and then you become closer friends because you talked it out. Yeah, I agree. Like, I think if you have a personal problem with something, you should sort it out between the person and yourself. For sure. That's one of the things I've noticed is that a lot of the quote scandals that seem to happen actually seem to be fairly private matters between people that for some reason become a massive public thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know a lot about the beauty scandal things, but I heard a little bit about stuff between Tati and James Charles, I think.
Alright.
And it seemed very much like it was a matter that should be between them.
Hmm.
You know? I think in cases like the case with Jared and the nudes, where it could be potentially harmful to just people in public and it's something they should know because you might not want to interact with him because of it, then I think that's fair knowledge. But all the marriage stuff is really between the people who are involved in that relationship.
Yeah.
You know, that's not a danger to anyone except the people in the relationship. And they should be able to sort it out between them.
Anel
Or
doesn't
not.
think people should default to apologizing in every case, like that example I gave above. Let's see. Anel said...
Oh, I'm somewhat behind in the chat. I'm sorry. I've missed a lot.
Saying sorry can... This is the start of the thread. Saying sorry can corner people in social medias. Like a famous YouTube made wedding photos where him and his wife punch each other. People called him out on domestic abuse. What?
See, I'm just checking that I'm caught up in the chat because I can't see what you're reading.
It's up a bit.
Oh, David, that's so nice. I taught my kids that when they see food they don't like, say, I don't like it instead of this is disgusting, because someone may like it and you would hurt their feelings.
That's really nice.
I'm not sure where you saw that, Mike.
I can show you it on my screen if you want.
Okay, sure. Because I am unable to find.
Saying sorry can corner people in social media. Like a famous YouTube made wedding photos where him and his wife punch each other. People called him out on domestic abuse.
If they were they actually like full on hitting each other? I mean, if that's their relationship and they're okay with that and they enjoy that. I mean, some people enjoy, you know, dominatrix stuff, which involves a bit of pain and such, but for some people it's a kink. If they were doing it as a joke, or if they're like that's their relationship and they're both happy and in love and okay with it.
Oh, I see. That like the punching was just an act, of course. They were having fun, but it was the fact that they were propaganded. It's like they were
Advocating?
Yeah, I guess is that the word? Advocating domestic abuse. But like,
but they weren't advocating domestic abuse.
No.
I don't think they were doing it to say, look, this is fine, it's normal. I think the very fact that it's not normal is where the comedy was.
I have a picture
because
of...
it was like the absolute opposite
of what they should be doing on the day.
Should represent. Yeah. Interesting though.
Like I have a picture of Indy and I. Like I have my arms outstretched. I have a fist and I'm pushing it into her face, and she's pretending that she's being hit.
Yeah.
But I would never advocate domestic abuse.
No. I think a comedy can be really healing for people as well. I think it's important to be able to laugh at bad situations sometimes. And that can really help people get through hard times, to be able to make light of a situation. If it's not healing, then of course that's perfectly fine. And you should steer clear of people who do that kind of comedy if it makes you feel worse.
I think this is going to be a blanket statement. I'm literally cutting myself off at the beginning. Being able to differentiate between fantasy and reality. Like, I think a lot of comedy, the events in it take place in a fantasy, and the fantasy can be fairly dark, with like the joke being making light of something. But you don't then be like, okay, that's acceptable behavior for me to go forward with in reality.
Yeah. On the comedy thing, like, we've all had hardships, and I'm no exception. And things which have been painful in my life, I really enjoy hearing people make light of it or laugh about it, because it gives me permission to laugh at it myself, and it takes the power away from it. It turns it from something that hurts me into something that feels like it no longer controls my life. So just personally, I really enjoy and find that healing. Though I understand that it's not the same for everybody.
I think if you spend your life trying to control others to avoid yourself getting hurt, you don't learn how to bounce back from that pain as much as if you would kind of learning how to let go of it. That's a really blanket statement, but like well, I think it's about learning to forgive. Like, didn't Dan tell that story about like he was getting into an event?
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Jenny got a pet kitten today.
What?
Oh my goodness,
That
Jenny!
trumps everything.
That's so cool. Have you named your little kitten yet? I'm sorry, Mike. Please continue. I just like that. That's amazing.
Dan told the story where he had like one of his best friends or something. I think he called them something that would be deemed like inappropriate, but because it was between the two of them,
Yes.
and they both found it funny. When he was like, I think his friend was going to go in without him, and he was like, "Whoa, hold up!" And then I can't remember what the name was.
I
Can
do.
you? Okay.
Yes. He had a Chinese friend who he affectionately referred to as Chinaman.
That was it. Yeah.
And they were going to a convention together, and his friend was going in before him, and he was getting called back. So he was like, "Chinaman, wait!" or something in front of a queue of people, and everybody turned to stare at him, and he was just like, "Oh, if my friend doesn't stick up for me right now, I'm going to get beaten up by so many people." Luckily, his friend was like, "He's with me."
And I think that's what I was talking about earlier about like words are a means for communicating meaning, and it's the meaning that's important. Like Dan is essentially saying, "Hey, my friend whom I adore," in that word, not the
His name is Biscuit. Biscuit is such a cute name. Oh, I love it. Oh, I'm so happy for you, Jenny. That's amazing and adorable. Interesting. In Canada, the number one thing you say to strangers is sorry. We say sorry instead of excuse me. It's less an apology and more just a statement of this is awkward. It makes that transition to online discussions with other nations harder. Yeah, that's interesting. I also do that. I'm obviously not Canadian, but we do that a little bit in England too.
You're like, totes Canadian.
We'll say sorry when passing each other through tight doorways.
Oh yeah, no, like I do that.
Sorry if we nudge against someone by accident. If we try to get past someone, we'll say sorry instead of excuse me sometimes.
Interesting, Hardik.
Yes.
Yeah. Hardik is saying that I feel like certain types of jokes and stuff should still be lowered, especially when it's out in the world globally. For example, big channels make gay jokes. They're fine, but since they are also reaching countries in which aren't as open-minded and progressive, they just help to normalize those jokes and behavior further.
Yeah. I think there's definitely a truth to that for sure. Like, I've seen it happen. And that's the thing, is that laughing at something takes the power away from it. Which is why it's, laughing at a bully in school is a really good way to diffuse a situation, because it takes the power away from the thing. But the same thing can happen with actual important issues. Like, it makes it seem less serious that it's an issue that people really are homophobic.
Yeah.
And
you can tell a joke about someone who is gay and still appreciate them as a person, respect them, think they're amazing, and laugh with them. But that same joke could be lifted out of that context and used elsewhere as a slur,
Well,
as like something to laugh at them and not with them.
yeah. Hardic is using big channels as an example too. Like, it's not someone saying it to someone personally, it's a mass audience of people.
Yeah.
You know, and I also think gay jokes, I think they're just really effing lazy. Like, in terms of comedy, like, that comedy is really tired now. Like, I've pretty much had enough of it. People seem to think they're being edgy and progressive when they do it, but really I feel like we've been telling the same jokes for years and years, and they're not really that funny anymore.
This is interesting.
With the times.
Jenny says, I'm a lesbian and my boss jokes about it the same way he jokes around with my mate co-workers. I'm fine with it since I know he doesn't mean it, and it makes me feel included.
Oh, that's cool. It makes you feel more accepted because you're treated the same as everyone else. Whereas some people might exclude you, which is a really asshole-ish thing to do.
I remember seeing a show called Shameless, the American version, and there was one character who was gay, but he was like adversely afraid of anyone knowing, and he eventually comes out in a very violent way with his father. Like, his father is so homophobic that he basically like just physically attacks them. And this character has had to grow up in that kind of repercussion to who he is. But then you see a scene after that where he walks into like one of the bars that's like a recurring place, and everyone in the bar starts making jokes about him, and he gets so riled up. And as it goes on, you see that all of them are trying to include him, not exclude him. They're not telling jokes. They're telling jokes at his expense, but they would tell jokes at anyone's expense. They're trying to show him that he is no different from anyone else that walks in there. It's a really like it ends with a sort of like, we don't care what you do. Like, we'd love you, effectively. And I just thought that was a really interesting take. And I think that's why I'm reminded of that scene because of what Jenny just said, where she was like, my boss tells jokes as he would about anyone else.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you're joking with someone, I think if they feel included in the joke,
yeah.
And also, let's see, yeah, Jenny said, general gay jokes are bad. Gay jokes from the gay community are hilarious, though. And I think that's a lot to do with, like, are you laughing at yourself? Or are you laughing at other people?
Yeah.
And I think when you're laughing at other people, it can often feel very malicious. Whereas when you're poking fun at yourself, that's the kind of comedy I really enjoy. Is people making fun of themselves. I'm never a fan of people making fun of others.
I think that's maybe one of the reasons why the Game Grumps comedy can go lewd but stay wholesome, is because they're laughing at themselves a lot of the time.
They don't laugh at other people in general. That's what I really like about them, is like all the comedy is centered around them being idiots. Let's see, so when Inafune made a new game, he failed really bad, and even now people are still criticizing him for that failure, and they are so entitled and toxic. The man is barely visible now. I do think there is a bit of entitlement happening in terms of creators' work being lambasted online. Such as the Game of Thrones thing, where people sign a petition to have them refilm the last season of Game of Thrones.
Alright, yeah.
It's like, come on now, I'm sure there'll be other series in the future that you'll enjoy more. You know, it sucks. It really does suck when something that you're invested in doesn't turn out the way that you were hoping. When it falls flat and you've been into it for so long, and then in the last little bit of it, it just face plants.
Endings are really hard. Like, storytelling and endings.
Yeah, they are.
Are really hard.
But yeah, I'm just acknowledging that does really suck, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they need to redo the entire thing for you. Luckily, there's a ton of really good fiction and, you know, other fantasy novels and series that are out.
David's saying that, fun fact, they were almost a firefighter for a few years back, and the sort of joking, the offensive joking, was commonplace in the camaraderie, but it was for inclusion and not shaming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you were in on the joke.
I think learning to laugh with people and laugh at yourself removes a lot of the power of offensive jokes.
Yeah, those who can learn to laugh at themselves will never cease
to be amused.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite phrases.
And I think if you try and like squash that or like limit that, it just divides us further somehow. It's just a broad statement, but if you start to notice their differences rather than celebrate them with jokes, but like it pulls us further apart and from understanding one another.
A lovely hand drawing and a very lovely hand gesture. Thank you very much.
We're talking about all this while India draws someone flipping you all the bird.
Rolanda says, David, this is what I've been trying to say. So I'm going to scroll and see if I can find what David said. Oh, okay. It's literally what you just read out. Awesome.
Wait, did David just like say this is what I'm trying to say, or? No,
you read out the thing about the firefighting and that's what David just said.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, extreme self-deprecation sucks. When you're trying to mask your own insecurities, you know, you gotta be kind to yourself.
I really like the conceptual nature of the term making light of something, because it's like it's when we've come to understand it as something where you don't take something that is usually seriously, and laughing about something that is quite a dark topic. But I love the expression making light of it, is because you're removing the darkness of that thing for people and letting them see it in a way that they can laugh at. Laughing is healing, I think. Like you were saying, India, you've learned to laugh at things that previously had this kind of I guess it's like the remnants of trauma for you.
Yeah. And it helped. Like, it helped me get over it. But, you know, I'm lucky that worked for me, but for some people it's not the same. And just like you can make light of situations and it can be healing, you can also make light of situations that need to be addressed and make them feel like they're less important, which sucks.
I remember that. Okay, here's a story for you. A couple of years ago, just after Christmas, I got a message that my mum had been taken into hospital. She had been found collapsed in her office, and she was rushed to hospital, and they found that she had an embolism. I think that's when one of the blood vessels in your brain bursts, and it starts to leak blood essentially into your skull, causing pressure on the brain. She was rushed to hospital, and I flew over and spent time in the hospital with her, and my siblings were there. I've got 2 brothers and a sister. My sister flew over as well, and we spent the whole day in the hospital just scared and worried about... This was her mum. We all love her, and there was a potential that she wasn't going to be okay. And I remember that evening when my brother and my sister were driving home, and we're trying to figure out where we're gonna go get something to eat. And that's when my sister revealed to my brothers that, like, very recently, 'cause she was living in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam, that she decided that she was going to be vegetarian. And both of my brothers ripped the piss out of my sister for this, effectively saying, like, oh, well, you don't get to decide then, because what the hell do you fucking know about food? You're a vegetarian. Like, okay. Like, and every time she was, like, trying to suggest something, they basically told her to take a hike with a lot more colorful language. And the catharsis of this and the laughter, even my sister was pissing herself laughing, that they were effectively just, you might have had to been there, but this is 3 kids worrying about whether their mum's gonna die, laughing and ripping the piss out of each other. Ripping the piss, by the way, is a Scottish term where you make fun of each other. Sorry, maybe that's a cultural thing. Taking the piss might be anyway. And it was so, like, we all needed that. We all needed that laughter. And that wasn't jokes at the expense of vegetarians of the world. That was just our sister doing something that my brothers thought was hilarious.
Yeah, that's nice. Elaine likes the term ripping the piss.
It's great, isn't it?
Oh, Casanzo, thank you so much and welcome. We're probably going to wrap the stream up soon because we went a little bit over time. But I really enjoy talking to you guys about this kind of stuff. It's so cool to hear all the different opinions and all the different views on it. And, like, every time we learn a little bit more about stuff. Because we all just have our own experiences to draw from. So hearing other people's experiences is often, like, a nice eye-opener. Yeah, big hugs for Doig.
Oh, thank you. My mum's fine, by the way. She recovered.
Yeah, she's okay. She's doing good.
What does the word normalize mean in the context of that, Otler? Is that what you mean? That making fun of like those jokes normalize that the behavior to make fun of that is acceptable.
Yeah. Like
interesting.
I was saying earlier about, like, people repeatedly making gay jokes can ingrain the ideas within those jokes into the culture.
Right, gotcha.
You know, take the women are bad drivers joke.
Right.
There's no science behind that whatsoever.
Yeah,
but
no, I
it
see.
becomes a thing that people start seeing as fact because they hear it so often.
No, I see what you mean with that, yeah.
It becomes ingrained into culture. So you have to, you know... That's why I think it's lazy, though, at a certain point. It's like you're just repeating the same jokes over and over again.
Yeah. David says, I learned a new term to throw around now. Oriental phone calling.
Oriental phone calling. Oh, man.
Thank you, 90s British school
Yeah.
tuition.
Maybe you should just call it English stupidity instead. That would be more accurate. Rolanda says, yeah, I feel you, dude. My parents are legally blind. They have their episodes of frustration, and that can be mentally draining, but we have good times, and those are the ones that matter. Really nice, Rolando. Oh, and Elaine, that's awesome. Like, I'm glad that you can still laugh about it with your dad. There's so much power in that. And I hope that everything's okay. You know, big hugs to you. I hope that you're doing okay. Yeah. Hardick says normalize and empower people who already believe there's hateful things. And I think that's why it's important to empower people who aren't heard as often. You know, it's important to empower people of all different backgrounds, of all different opinions who aren't spreading hate.
Yeah.
You know? Spread love, not hate is such a hippy-dippy thing to say, but it's something I really do believe.
Yeah.
You know, I think we should be empowering the underdogs, to people who have been repressed and trodden down for a long time, rather than still laughing at them. You know, come on, really?
I love everyone. On a one-to-one basis, anyway. Large groups are silly.
David says, starting with poopies and the goofy booby, and now we're here breaking social walls.
Yeah, that's where streams go sometimes. Someone comes in and wants to talk about something serious, and then I try and say the least silly thing in a response.
It was a good story to hear though about that. Really good illustration of the point.
Thanks.
And yeah, Akayatana, it's incredible how many old-fashioned ideas are still running around. Like, it's really shocking sometimes just what's ingrained into culture. And yeah, there's nothing wrong with being a hippie. Hippies are cool. Tibbs is a sex symbol. Yeah, Craig says, on the subject of normalization, it's worth considering that alt-right activists actively encouraging racist jokes as a way to gradually shift what's considered acceptable public discourse. Which is really sad. Like, just spreading hate.
Yeah.
Such an awful, like, unconstructive way to live. And yes, you can definitely share a really Canadian goofy insult, please.
Please do.
Oh my goodness, Jenny grows strawberries as well. Jenny, you're the most wholesome person I've ever seen in my life. You have a kitten and a strawberry garden.
A strawberry?
You're a delight. An absolute delight.
A strawberry delight? Is that a thing?
Yes.
It is. I'm gonna go have ice cream after this stream.
Oh my goodness.
Screw all you all.
Yes, screw all y'all, we're having ice cream. Rolando says, I'll admit that story I've been working on, the one with the blind girl and her friends, is about my relationship with my parents. I want to share that hope. I want to share that I hope I can get over the writing block. I think that will be a really important thing to share, Rolando. The stories that have a lot of heart like that are the ones which are most affecting. There'll be a lot of people out there, I think, who will want and need a story like that.
How to cope and deal with someone who you love being a emotional and physical drain on your well-being is that's tough. Like, I know people who have had family members who are like incapable of taking care of themselves, and just like having to help them, but in a way the impairment of their life is almost limiting and impairing the caretaker as well, and how to let go of a sense of like blame, I guess. Like, they're not at fault. There's no one's responsible for it. and having to like just be able to forgive and like let go of it, maybe a potential bitterness of that. Like I think the people who can do that are amazing people. Like I know one of the tutors I had in university, his father was ill for a long time, like for many years of me knowing this person. Like I think their father just got progressively worse and worse, and it just, I could see that, because they would tell me things about what was going on sometimes, and I knew that was a way of catharsis for them to just kind of talk to people about it. But he was always just so genuinely nice about it all. I really respected him for like the choices he could make, and it made me really question whether would I be able to be as selfless in that circumstance. I mean, it really makes you think, I think.
Yeah, I know the person you're talking about, and they are one of the nicest, most giving people I've ever met.
Yeah.
Like they literally give their life to make other people's lives
better. Yeah.
So I don't know the context, but Mina says, you guys in your edible gardens, I have an et plant called Shrek who is now out of control.
An et plant? Is that perhaps a tea plant?
I don't know. I have a tea plant. I'm trying to make it get out of control. I think it's quite young still, so I'm trying my best to grow it. I'm just reading through the chat, by the way. Sorry for being quiet.
No worries.
An ET plant, they look like Shrek. Rolando, that sounds challenging, but I think it sounds like you have a wonderful relationship with them. Which I'm really, really happy for you about. That's, you know, you're an amazing person. Luckily, the chat is full of amazing people. Oh, Jenny, you're gonna go pick wildflowers? That sounds really nice. I tell you, my friend Elle came over the other week, and she brought me some dried lavender, and I have stuffed it into a tea bag, and honestly, it's helping with anxiety so much. Like, this week has been kind of overwhelming in terms of we didn't expect the video to do so well. And so as someone who's not kind of used to a lot of attention like that, it's been a little scary. And
it's been a lot scary.
Having my tiny lavender pillow that I've made from a tea bag.
I'll just be talking to Indian and I'll look around and she's just got like her hand up to her nose with like this kind of like scared mouse look on her face. Like, what? It's
so helpful. Like, it's so calming to have that. I understand comfort blankets for maybe the first time. Todd, I wouldn't necessarily we're a sensation, but we definitely got more attention than we have got before previously.
Alder says, does anybody here have advice on dealing with people putting you on a pedestal because of your artistic ability? Like people treating you like you're above them or something?
Oh, that's really hard.
Let's see if I have some advice for that. I think the best thing to do really is like thank them for any praise or compliments that they have. Like, it's only going to be more awkward for both you and them if you're like, oh no, like, can you try and correct their opinion of you?
Yeah, that's true.
So Because that's like saying, no, you're wrong, but in a really kind of awkward, polite way.
I know it's hard because you feel like you're being a big-headed ass if you're like, oh, thank you.
You can thank someone for what they said without agreeing with them. So if someone's like, oh, you're so super amazing, and you're like, oh, thank you, that doesn't mean you go, yes, I am super amazing. Like that's not the consequence of that. And as long as you're not letting it go to your head, like treat them with the level of respect you have for them. Treat them as a peer and thank them for any like positivity that they send your way. And I think over time, the casualness, or like if you do want them to be more of a peer with you, will just develop.
Also, get to know them, I think, personally a little better. Like once they see you walk into a lamppost or like splurt tea out your nose, they might pedestal you a little bit less. So maybe try hanging out and just doing, just stuff together. Oh, Jenny says let people love you, which is perhaps the most wholesome thing I've ever heard.
What was that?
Let people love you.
Yeah.
That's really nice. Can I get that on a t-shirt?
Yeah, we could, yeah. Send Jenny like 50% of the proceeds.
I'm not going to sell it. Just want to scroll it on my selfie marker or something and be like, yes,
Fine.
This is a good message.
I think pedestaling people is it's a slippery slope, because part of like putting someone above you like that, there's a little bit of like unattainability that creeps in.
Yeah.
Where like you're like, oh, you are so amazing, I don't know how to reach that. Well,
but it's attainable.
They were where you were just a short time ago. And like you can get there too if you work for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. It can feel like it's too high of a mountain to climb, but you gotta understand it's always a step-by-step process. You can definitely get there if that's somewhere you want to get.
Like we work with and in a way for Patrick Stannard, who is an incredible animator, and he's visited Ireland a couple of times now. And India still gets nervous when she talks to Patrick.
Yeah, 100%. Make a fool of myself, I do.
And she'll just be like, how do you do the talk to the Patrick? And I'm like, because he just says things to me and I say whatever I can back, and the conversation just goes from there. Now I think Patrick is freaking amazing, but I'd rather talk to him than put him on a pedestal.
Yeah, and I think that really sabotages me. I'm not doing it deliberately, but it definitely does sabotage my interactions with Patrick, because I'm like, oh, I have so many cool things to say to him, and then he comes to hang out and I'm like, hi Patrick, it's hot today, right?
See you, Roxanne. Bye-bye.
It's not great. I'm working on it. I'm trying to get over it. I'm trying to learn that I can be as goofy as I am with everyone else with Patrick, and he won't shun me. Mia got that a lot when she went to Pico Day. Hardick, you and me both, man. I know the feeling.
But I've literally seen points where Patrick looks at something that India's done, and I know that his brain is like, okay, that's really cool. How do I do that too?
Really?
Yeah. He literally said that to you yesterday.
Yeah.
You'd written something. He was like, "This is really good. How do I do that?"
He might just been being nice.
He wasn't. Stop it. He wasn't just being nice. There was no reason for him to be nice. He was like...
There was a reason for him to be nice. He's a nice person. He wants people to feel good.
Okay.
He's a cool guy. This hand is doing my head in.
That's an example of India disarming her own power.
I'm working on it, okay?
David says, the comments I don't like are, "Man, this is so good. I would kill to draw this good, but I never can."
Tell me about it, David.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
The best thing that an artist can hear is like, "Holy shit, you've inspired me to X, Y, Z."
Yeah, this makes me want to draw. Or this has inspired me to make something.
Like, why are you guilting the artist for having made something that makes you feel inadequate?
I wouldn't say it's guilting. I'd just say the attitude of, I could never draw like that. And it's like, well, you could, because the reason I can draw is because I did it a lot. I wasn't born drawing. I picked up a pencil and I enjoyed it, so I continued doing it.
You didn't come out of the birth passage drawing Mozart. I can't remember the quote.
The quote from that's one of my favourite quotes from Aaron. I didn't come out of the pussy drawing Mozart. She's just hilarious on too many levels.
The vulgarity of it really kind of just like sticks it in your face. Like,
honestly, I just love drawing Mozart. He's right though. The general gist is right.
Yeah.
A little better. Let's leave. I'm sorry, David. I'm sorry for cussing.
It's always a little bit of a surprise when you do.
The chooch. Chooch is a much cuter word, I have to say. The M word, Mozart. I'll say it again. Say it again, Harding. I'll never stop. You can't censor me. It makes me feel weird saying bad words. I still feel really guilty and weird for saying them.
I've like seen our flatmate Declan like visibly like he double takes and then laughs so hard when you're just like, "Randa fucking."
I get frustrated just like everyone else. Sometimes a good cuss can really help get the frustration out.
I think it's just your like innocent air and wholesomeness.
How dare you?
Sorry.
I'm not innocent. I'm badass and a cool mofo. Shut up! How could you laugh at me?
I don't know how to draw 4 fingers. Maybe I need to like add a pinky.
Maybe he's got one folded over.
No, I think that's it.
I came out of the JJ. A good one. Tibbs, don't call me out on my double standard. You're not allowed to expose me as a hypocrite.
What did she say?
She says you're not allowed to tell me Patrick actually likes my work and then tell me he's just being nice to you. That's not fair. Patrick would tell you what's wrong with your work because he's nice. Yeah, you're right. Craig, shut up! Yeah, I'm working on it, okay? I'm working on it. I'm getting better at accepting compliments. I really am. I've made a lot of progress. Why is it so weirdly difficult just to, like, be thankful for someone liking something you've done? Doesn't mean I'm a good person.
You're such a horrible person, India. How dare you exist?
Can be.
You can be quite horrible sometimes.
Yeah, you think you're gonna get the ice cream when the stream ends. Well, that depends how fast you are.
Akitana says, by the way, Small World Syndrome, I share a number of friends with Renee from your art team. Oh, that's cool. Maybe we share the same friends.
Renee is adorable, wonderful. I love her. She's awesome. So how do you know Renee? Are you working with her, or are you, childhood friends, or...
Is that, Altler, is that because you feel like he's holding back all of the kind of... yeah, you said him. That's why I got that. Because you feel like he's holding back the things that would enable you to get better.
That's really nice. It's awesome that he likes your stuff. You should take the compliment. But yeah, you're right. There is always a thought of is this person being honest with me? And Tibbs is right. I know that Patrick is honest because I've witnessed him being honest with other people. So,
yeah.
Oh, awesome. Mercury Filmworks, their animation is incredible. So many skilled artists working there.
Miss Rocket Greeley, thanks for the follow. I
Yes.
hope you enjoy our content. Smash that like button.
No, don't do that. Give us a dislike. Because friends are friends because they know to tell you when you suck.
Friends don't smash the like button.
Yeah. Friends aren't afraid to give critique. Smash that dislike button.
You can be better, Michael. Try harder.
We can all be better, Mike. Patrick wouldn't be afraid to smash that dislike button.
No, he wouldn't. He'd be like, well, hey diddly doodly, boop. That's not Patrick at all. I'm just...
I don't know what that was. Oh, Elaine. Your animation. I bet your animation's awesome. You should be...
Slash that mic button.
I wish you were more secure about your animation. Sorry, Mike.
I said slash that mic button.
Slash that mic button. Oh no, Jenny, you broke our like button. Now we're going to have to send that off for repairs. It's going to take weeks to come back. No, Altler, I think that's true. When you feel like someone always expects amazing things from you, it can be a lot of pressure to try and live up to that all the time.
I think a lot of people put Hardik for one person on like he's somehow special in some way. I don't know why, and it just puts so much pressure on him.
I know what you mean.
It's a bit.
I know what you mean. You mean that people think there's an X factor that he has that isn't just
hard work and determination.
Yeah, Hardik really putting in a lot of work and really concentrating on improving. I mean, Hardik's an amazing person and a shining example of what happens if you really put the time and work in. Because his animation is so wonderful. Yeah,
and he used to be really terrible.
That's not true.
I love you, Hardik.
I would never have said that Hardik was terrible. Because he was always trying.
Yeah.
Always trying his best. We all start from that place. But we work hard and we get past it.
I think Hardik pushed us more than we pushed him.
I think Hardik pushes everyone because people can see an example of what happens if you pour your all into something.
Do you remember that first time we were streaming and he was like, I need a challenge. Give me a challenge for the weekend. And we were like, what?
I mean, I'm conscious that this very discussion might be putting pressure on him though.
Sorry,
so I don't wanna...
Okay, everyone, the reverse gear. Thanks for sticking with us, Hardik.
Oh my goodness, Jenny, it's 5 a.m. Okay, guys, we are ending the stream. Because
Yeah.
we're an hour over.
Go to sleep.
The discussion and the chats were just too good. Like, I didn't feel like I wanted to end it at any point.
We
I still don't
technically,
honestly, but-
we only streamed for an hour yesterday, so.
Oh, there you are. We're making up for it. But yeah, we have to go and get on with other work. Oh. Yes, are we putting on a pedestal now? Exactly. Let's not do that. Let's all just be cool.
Be cool with one another. Be kind with one another.
Yes.
What was it?
Oh yeah, Tib said 2019 is the year of Sav. Yeah, Savvy, your life drawings are looking pretty sweet. Awesome, awesome work. But you know, 2019 is the year of everyone here because we're all going to super improve, aren't we? We're all going to do our best. We're all going to try and push past and level up a bit. Okay, guys. I'm running. I'm leaving.
She's running away. Skitter, skitter.
Yeah. So thank you
Okay.
so much for joining us. We'll be back on Friday to do some fan art. Don't know what of yet. But we'll be doing that thing. You guys have a cool week. If we see you then, cool. If we don't, may the rest
Of your day.
be filled
With.
adventure.
Can I put Starlight Brigade on silent to play us out?
Okay, sure.
Yes.
Sure you can.
Yes.
Ah.
We haven't played it on the stream, so.
Ooh, I'm tired. You're tired.
I think this should work. And
Oh my goodness. We're never gonna leave, are we? I didn't think it would take this long. Michael. So guys, how are you doing? There we go. Alright, take care. And hopefully we'll catch you soon. Have a good day, be productive, make cool stuff.